Hi guys, I'm sorry about the volume on the last video I made. I was making that at about 6 this morning, and I didn't know how busy the hotel was, but I still just didn't want to talk too loud, that early in the morning. So right now it's like 9 o'clock at night, and it does look like there are some people staying here, but I can talk just a little bit louder. It's not quite so early in the morning. So, I left after I made that video, and I still, was just up in the air as to what I was going to do. So I got to the bins, and the roads were closed at that point. So that was a simple decision, for till about noon. Things were coming out at the bins. This Saturday was actually very good. My husband and I had done a Saturday 2 weeks ago, and I did a what do you call it, a haul video after that. And I might have mentioned, how busy the bins were that Saturday. So then I was thinking today, maybe that was the Saturday after Martin Luther King Day, and maybe all the people who, thrift for a living had Monday off, and then maybe they all came Saturday. I don't know, but today it was really back to normal. It was pretty bare until noon or one, and then everybody started coming, which was great for me because I was there at like 7:40, sitting in my car ready to go in since I thought maybe I only had like 4 hours and then I was going to take off and try to get home. So I uh, I did really, really good inventory wise. I have like almost an entire trash bag of just bras for my consignment customer. And so that's a blessing to me because that should pay for the what did I spend today? 147.80. I got about 82 pounds today. And so, I got so many bras, and I think that should really help me. Yeah, it was $1.69 a pound. So that should help pay for that. Now, it's not paying for the hotels and stuff. I need to get listing even here in the hotel. So what ended up happening is about noon or one, the roads opened all the way home to Wyoming. And so I thought, I'm going to sort through everything I've already pulled, and I'm just, really wanting to get home. And so I was kind of prepping that way because my son had called me. He had said, no, you shouldn't come here, Well, in the morning, actually, the roads were closed, so he didn't say anything. I mean, there was just no way for me to get home. My husband had said, it looks like they're opening the roads, so, they don't look that good, so you can decide what to do. But anyway, then my son sent me a picture that he had gotten off of Facebook about the fact that the roads were open, but how it looked that I just shouldn't come. And so, based on how much stuff I had, about 2 in the afternoon, I said, I've come this far, and my husband and I were gonna have to come back on Thursday. Like, if I didn't get enough, then on Thursday, 4 or 5 days from now, we'd have to turn all the way around and come back to Denver and bring our dog and, get a hotel anyway. And so we just made a decision that, I needed to get 2 weeks worth. I just don't want to keep coming back and forth. It's hard on the vehicle and it's hard on us. And even though we make it fun when we come, we have plenty of things that we want to do locally. I want to go see that movie, A Man Called Otto, I guess. I thought it was A Man Called Ova, but I saw that it has Tom Hanks in it, and it's A Man Called Otto. So if I'm thinking it's the right movie, the book that I read years ago, then I want to go see that, and that's closer to us. That's something that we can do and just not have to come all the way to Denver, in the next week or two, something fun. So anyway, I'm getting off of my story. So thankfully, between my son and my husband, they're like, just stay, just get it done. The thing you have to understand is that, I'm missing church tomorrow, which is fine. Like, no one cares. I just have a guilt about it, not because I should, because I never miss church. It's not about missing church itself. It's just that I had committed to doing Sunday school with the kids. And I don't even do that often, you know. I love kids, but since my kids are raised, I don't necessarily feel called to work with children. So I do it just out of like, you know, trying to help the church because, you know, sometimes we're short of workers. So like once every 6 or 7 weeks, I'm asked to commit to teaching Sunday school or doing kids church. And so then like the one time I do it, you know, I can't get there, and I love the kids and they come up and ask me every Sunday, is this your Sunday to do it? And it's only because I give them prizes probably. It's not because I do anything fancy. It's just because I have this bag, and you know, if they sit good, then they get like to pick something from it. And so I think that's kind of their motivation. So anyway, so I feel terrible. So now I'm just like ditching them, you know, and I kept telling him, yeah, like next week or it's coming up in a couple weeks, and we'll have fun, and I'll, you know, we'll do whatever. And so I just kind of feel a guilt trip, but it's okay. I'll make up for it. I'll do twice in February. I told my husband, just, you know, to make up for the gal who has to sub for me tomorrow, and she's fine with it. Anyway, so tragically, not for me, but tragically, they opened the roads, and then near where I live, between Laramie in Wyoming and Rawlins, Wyoming, on I-80, you should be able to read about it if it's anything that, you know, interests you. But there was I want to say, a 40-car pileup with a fatality this afternoon. So that's the exact path I would have been on, you know. So for me, it's a great blessing that I didn't go, but you know, I feel terrible. And what happens is, up my way on that stretch of I-80 from Laramie to Rawlins, it's one of the windiest parts of the country, they say. And the road people, I don't know what their name is. I actually know the daughter of one of the people who has to make that decision. Do we open the roads or don't we? I guess it would be the Wyoming road people. I don't know what their actual title is. But the problem is they get criticized if they don't open it, and they get criticized if they do, you know. And my son said today there's some shortages of food in town and stuff in Laramie, and the roads have been closed for several days already, off and on. And so I know these people are very good at what they do. They send the highway patrol out, and they try to look at the conditions, at the road conditions. But the problem is they can just change so fast, and that wind can come up and it can cause a whiteout. It's no different than anyone who lives in any winter part of the country, I'm sure. I'm sure that this happens. And I was chatting with someone who left a comment, who lives in Nebraska. And I grew up in Nebraska, and it's just kind of the same thing. I don't know if I remember the wind being a factor and the roads closed at much, but I was, you know, under, like, once I was 18 and got married and went to college, you know, so I didn't pay attention when I was a teenager as to how much they shut the roads. So anyway, I am safe in a hotel here, thankfully. And the other problem, if you pray, is that I I try to be in shape. I think I'm in shape. I work out a lot. I, you know, go to cycling. I do stretches, but I have been sick. As you know, you've heard me cough for like a week and a half, 2 weeks on these videos. You've had to endure my coughing. So during that time, I walked the dog outside with my husband, but I have not been working out or doing the stretches and things I should have. So now I'm at the bins and I have no pain. It's not a painful situation. It's just that there were 2 times at the bins, and then one time when I was bringing my stuff into the hotel using the cart thingy, because I'm on the 3rd floor, and I knew after what happened to me at the bins I couldn't lift everything. So I just, like, I can't move, like, and it's happened to me 3 times today, and it's just that lactic acid buildup, I think, in my back. Um, and I, you know, didn't take a break today at the bins. I should have just I mean, who cares? You know, that everybody does everything at the bins. We eat at the bins. We do everything else. I should have just sat on the floor and done a bunch of stretches, you know. And I didn't. I was thinking, you know, for the first 4 or 5 hours, I was like, well, I'm going to hurry so I can get home. And then after that, I just was in the mode and they were bringing out good stuff. So I just didn't want to quit. And so I have not taken care of my back the last like 3 to 4 weeks. And so there were a couple times at the bins where, again, no pain involved, so it's fine. But I'm just standing there, and then it was obvious that like I should be going somewhere, and then I just couldn't move. And I think there are a couple people who noticed because I was just like kind of frozen, and when I would try to move, I couldn't. And then I was fine the rest of the day. Like I walked around, and then I was bringing this in and needed to get on the elevator, and I just couldn't, move for a second there. And then finally, thankfully, and then when I can move, it takes a second or two where I don't just look like I have something going on. I don't know. Thankfully. So anyway, I'm going to have to put some time into stretching tonight, some time in the morning into doing that, and hoping that I'm able to do the bins myself. Thankfully, they let me use the shopping cart at the end of the night. I didn't tell them that I had any problem. There was just one sitting there empty, and normally in Denver you have to give your driver's license to use the cart. And it just didn't occur to me today. I haven't had any back issues for a long time, at least, a few months. If I don't do my workouts or my exercises, it does happen, but it just didn't enter my mind because normally I try to take care of it. And so tomorrow I'm going to have to bring my driver's license in with me, give it to them, and then make sure at the end of the night that I don't forget to go retrieve my license. It scares me a little bit just because I'm 3 hours away. And if I do have just a memory glitch and don't grab my license, I mean, because this is kind of a new rule at the bins here in Denver. You used to just leave your basket outside, or I would always at least bring mine in, but you never had to check in with someone to get your license back. So, but tomorrow I have no choice. Since I am stuck here, I went ahead and had to get 2 nights, 2 more nights, I should say, in a hotel. It does not look like the roads are going to be passable for at least 2 more nights. And so we're just going to get at least 2 to 3 weeks worth of inventory, maybe a month's worth. And that's fine. I'm thankful to be safe, so I don't want to complain. And this is what I have that little bit of business credit for that I am willing to use. I don't think I've used my business credit for, I want to say 6 months. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not against it. I just think you have to be very wise. And eBay is a pretty cheap business to build for the most part, and especially with me coming up here to the bins. And so it's just kind of a challenge for myself not to have to use my business credit. But between the 3 nights in a hotel and then I'm going to shop tomorrow, and I'm trying to be very picky. I mean, this $147.82, I shopped from 8 and then I left at 7:30, and I was still sorting stuff. Like they were like, come on, ma'am, you've got to make your final decisions. And there was thankfully a couple other people in there doing the same thing. But so almost 12 full hours of shopping, and I didn't go to lunch or anything. I had some popcorn in my cooler, and so while I was sorting clothes, I like ate popcorn. And so, that's how picky I'm trying to be and be really tight with my budget, since halfway through the day, I knew I had tomorrow at least all day. So I thought I'm going to be really choosy because, first of all, now it could be a space issue. If I just threw a bunch of stuff in, I wouldn't be able to get it home anyway. Right now, thankfully, it's, let's see, what is it? I want to say it's 3 or 4 trash bags of the white kind of, um, 13 gallon, maybe it's 30 gallon trash bags. with the drawstrings, and then I have 2 to 3 more IKEA bags. Um, excuse me, but one is just full of bras, so it was actually really light, because when I first checked out, I'm like, man, and they were teasing me saying, give her a discount because she's putting all her stuff back where it goes. Like some people, they just leave the bins at 7 and they just leave clothes all over the floor. And you know, I wasn't doing that because I just think that's rude, and they're going to see me tomorrow anyway. They see me, you know, half quite a bit. I'm not going to do that. And so I was putting my stuff back, and so maybe they did go on the weight. It seemed really low to me. I was expecting more, but I am used to, for a while there, I was buying Carhartt jeans, and especially the beginning of the winter, I was buying a ton of jeans, and so it doesn't look any bigger, but it's really heavy. And this time I got a ton of bras, and I was being super careful about the weight of what I was buying. So I think it's starting to pay off. So anyway, guys, I think that's all for tonight. I wanted to do a bin haul, not the entire thing. I just wanted to bring a couple bags in here and, you know, just show you what I got. But my back is not up to it. I'm gonna have to bring some in tomorrow because I've got to do some listings. You know, tomorrow there's just no choice. My sales are pretty low. That's the only reason I chose to use my business credit tonight. I technically have the money in my business account for the hotels, and you know, depending on what I spend tomorrow, unless I find some big amount, technically I had it in my business checkbook, but I don't think I better use that because I might be here through Monday. I mean, through Monday night even. Like, I just don't know based on the weather reports. And so I thought, you know, I'm just going to be kind to myself, and it'll get paid off once all this is processed. That'll be hopefully the first thing I do. Again, I'm not going to stress over it. You know, that's what it's for. And I do have a you know, small balance on my business credit. That's why I haven't used it for 6 months. Nothing that is like maxed out or anything. I just, you know, I just want to keep it low so that when the opportunity comes, or like now when the emergency happens and you have the opportunity to get a ton of inventory, then I had the business credit available. So I'm really blessed that I made that choice, because I'm up here, you know, by myself. If my cards were maxed out or something, I'd be in trouble. So I'm very, very thankful that that I'm at least trying to, you know, use the least amount of credit I have to get this built back up. So probably tomorrow I'll do at least 2 bags on a bins haul. I don't know when, because that's the choice. You know, I'm here, and the bins are just full of decent stuff coming out. So I don't really want to leave the bins till tomorrow night. But on the other hand, what I'm going to do now, actually, I should say, is it's 9:37 and I'm not tired. I haven't even eaten supper yet. I've got it here. I got my Tokyo Joe's. Let me see if I can show you. If you don't know what Tokyo Joe's is, look it up. Now, you have to like seafood or you wouldn't like it, but it's it's one of my favorite places, and thankfully it's like a block from the bins here. So this is why I come to this bins, because there's a Maverick out front if I need a drink, and then they have Tokyo Joe's a block up. So this is kind of always my husband and my reward for eating this or for working so hard, I should say. So I'm going to spend a couple hours here editing listings that I know that they needed edited anyway. If you happen to have caught any of my past videos, you know that I've been on this editing thing where I'm really trying to look at some stagnant inventory. So I'm at least going to do that for 2 hours. I just don't have it in me to, you know, take a bunch of photos and stuff. And this time I didn't bring my camera. I just have to use my phone, which is not the system I'm used to using. I'm used to you know, taking my camera, taking a bunch of photos, and then uploading them to my computer, and that's how I can list so fast. But it's okay. You know, again, I've listed on my phone for years as far as photos, and so I'm just going to do that, and I'll just draft on here, and then I'll put the photos in there. So you'll probably, unless I get up really early in the morning, which I need to, I mean, I need to stay on track. You can't just buy, you got to list too, right, when you're full-time. And it's a blessing to be full-time, so I am very thankful. that I am able to be full time. And I was telling my husband, like, because I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't complain the last few days because I have, but I told him tonight, this is still nothing compared to being a night shift nurse, which, people who do that, if you ever have to go to the hospital and you have a night shift nurse, you better thank them because it just costs you so much time with your family and you're never quite rested. I mean, maybe there are some people who maybe their body just lets them do it, but I was wide awake at night, like when I was there, because there were people around and things to do and stuff. But I just never was quite rested from being a night nurse, which I'm very well rested now all the time. Like now, I've been up since 5:30 and I'm not tired. I don't feel sluggish. I feel good. But when I was a night nurse, it just always, yeah, never quite felt like myself. And so I told my husband that, the work I did today, even with my back and everything, it's nothing compared to what I used to do. So um, I want to thank everybody for their comments. Also, if you did subscribe to me this week by chance, I'm trying to figure out like how to just thank people when they subscribe because it's very important to me. I thank you so much. But it almost seems like you have to comment and then I can reply. I think I can see who the subscribers are if you happen to have a channel that you've made public, I guess. But like several people subscribed in the last 24 hours and I wanted to just say, hey, thank you. And I'm not able to figure out how to do that. It might be me because I don't, I'm not that good at YouTube. I obviously don't edit videos and they just, I have to cough in the middle. If I knew how to edit, you would not have heard me coughing for the last 2 weeks. But if you did subscribe, thank you so much for doing that and for commenting. And I wish this was like a nicer video. I know it's just me sitting here talking. I wanted to do the haul because you know what? I can't even tell you, like, except for the bras, I can't even tell you what I just bought. And I just looked through a lot of it like a few hours ago. Um, because so when I do the haul, it's like new to me because I'm going so fast. I think I did. I know I got some J. Jill that I thought was a good thing. Like they're good sell through on the size. And let's see. I truly just can't tell you. So tomorrow we need to do a haul so that I remember what I bought. Okay, guys, thank you again for tuning in, and we'll get a haul going tomorrow. My husband is going to have to ship for me on Monday with me on the computer. That's how we do it. Um, unless like the roads are really nice and clear Monday morning, then I'll probably get up at like 4 in the morning and head home, but it does not seem like that's going to happen. So thankfully we had this happen in the past and he'll be on one computer and then I'll have my phone and I'm only going to have him do what absolutely has to go out Monday. Thankfully I have 3 days shipping on right now, which is it's good, but it's why my sales are slow. I normally have same day shipping and I can tell it's kind of affecting my sales. But anyway, guys, life is good. I'm very blessed I didn't get caught in that accident. Pray for those people. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm going to go read some more about it here in a minute. And take care and thanks for watching. Bye-bye, guys.